Hey everyone, welcome back to another LEGO review. This one is a set that I actually found early. I was able to purchase this at Walmart on, it was on April 26th. So I'm just now making a review on it, but it is going to go out before the official release, and so I was excited because I very rarely ever find LEGO Star Wars that is available for me to buy. I found it early many a time, but a lot of times I'm not able to check it out. So anyways, here we are. This is the LEGO Star Wars 2024 Darth Maul's Sith Infiltrator. Taking a look at the box, it is set 75383 Darth Maul's Sith Infiltrator, ages 9+ with 640 pieces. It is part of the 25 years of LEGO Star Wars anniversary, which is with all of the nice chrome-ish looking packaging, as well as a special 25th anniversary figure, which we'll get into. This set comes with 3 standard minifigures in the set, and retails for a whopping $70. Yes, that is expensive. There is no getting around that. I think that overall it's a good set, but holy cow, it is expensive. And if you have gotten other Sith Infiltrators, I can definitely see how you would want to pass on this. But before we go into this any further, I do want to give you guys a closer look at the minifigures. Starting off the minifigure selection here, we have Darth Maul, and he does have brand new robes, which I think look appropriate, as well as some printing on the back of that robe. The biggest difference to this Darth Maul is going to be his lack of eye pupils, and a lot of people do not like this. I actually think that he looks pretty cool this way, but it does actually interfere with the LEGO Star Wars kind of design lore, because typically LEGO characters without eye pupils meant that they were blind, like blind Kanan Jarrus and Chirrut Imwe, or potentially another alien species, which he is an alien species, but he does very clearly have eye pupils. And so LEGO choosing to eliminate them this way kind of throws off that lore. Like, what does that mean for the future? Are we going to stop including eye pupils on our minifigures again? You know, before that they were just one big pupil before they got detailed. Anyways, I'm not quite sure what direction they're going to take this in. It was just definitely a creative liberty, and I don't think that it looks bad. It just, I don't know, it's kind of odd. I definitely think also that the printing, the tattoos on the face are super, super clean. Other than the eye pupil thing, I think this is a really good Darth Maul. The other complaint you could have is that he does not come with a cape, unfortunately. Next up, we have Qui Jin. I do think he is my favorite. I love his expression with his mustache. It looks so good. You can see some gray in his beard, and he has a poncho. I really have wanted a Qui-Gon with a poncho for a while now, but I didn't want to pick up the original one because it's kind of expensive. And there is his Jedi tunic, which I couldn't tell you off the top of my head if it is unique or not. I'll have to double check and put that in the edits. But he does have a secondary face, which is more pleasant and smiling. There's the back of his cape as well. And I think that this little poncho tunic with it made out of this thicker material holds down really well. It doesn't like fly up into the air or anything. Looks really nice. He comes with a green lightsaber. We also get a little Annie, and I think that he's good. I mean, they have updated the torso just a little bit, ever so slightly. They can't do a whole lot, I would think. Nothing new on the short legs, which would have been a cool update if they could have done some sort of foot printing, but there is printing on the back with his belts and stuff and looks good. And the biggest difference with him is they gave him the Harry Potter hair, more of the like ruffled bowl cut, which I think is appropriate. I just, since I'm a Harry Potter collector too, all I see that gap for is Harry's scar, and obviously that's not the case here. I love his little open mouth expression, and then he has happy expression. Pretty good in terms of little Anakin. Always nice that they updated all 3 characters. And then finally, we have our 25th anniversary minifigure, which is Saw Gerrera, and I think that he is stunning. He's really good. They have gone all out with this minifigure, as they should, I think, for these anniversary figures. He has a dark green torso with tons of detailing. He has a chest piece, which is really cool, and actually what is on the chest piece is actually just printed behind on the torso. He has 2 different colored hands, printing on the toes. Really, you couldn't get any better with this figure. He has a cloth cape that is printed. And then, of course, he has a special face, which is double-sided, and hopefully you can see it, but they actually made his eye a little bit smaller. I think that's his left eye, because the actor's eye is just a little bit smaller, just naturally, and I love the attention to detail that LEGO paid with him. You cannot get a better Saw Gerrera than what we have right now. Amazing. I'm so pleased. Even you could take off his hair and he would look like the young Saw Gerrera. Anyway, I'm so pleased with this character. The only thing that they maybe could have done is given him some gray on his hairpiece. But other than that, he's really, really perfect. And then, of course, he does come with the 25 years of LEGO Star Wars stand, which will go really nice with the other characters. And I have said it before, but I'll say it again because it is a new video. My only complaint with these 25th anniversary minifigures is that they just don't seem cohesive. LEGO has chosen some like fan favorite characters to be made, and I just personally don't find it as cohesive as the 20th anniversary, or was it the 15th? No, yeah, it was the 20th anniversary of the classic characters. Those all had a purpose. They all looked the same. This is just like a slapdash from across the universe. I'm not complaining because I really want these figures. I just don't think that the line as a whole is as pleasing to the eye when they're lined up together. That's just me. The minifigure itself is fantastic. LEGO at its best. They could not have added more detail to this figure other than, I suppose, arm printing, which they didn't do. That would have been it. Great. So taking a look at the Infiltrator, and I have to say, without having another one to compare it to, because this is actually my first Sith Infiltrator LEGO ship that I've ever had. I know that they've come out with many variations before, but without actually seeing it side by side, I thought it was a great rendition until I actually saw some of the other ones and realized that this center area, this bump, looks really, really large. And it does house some play features, which is part of the reason why that is. Other than that, though, I actually really like the size of this ship. I think that it is not too big and it's not too small, though the price is just really, really expensive for it. So it is a pretty enjoyable build, I will say, but obviously it's just one of those, you know, dark gray ships, dark gray Doritos, space Doritos. And so, you know, it's not the most interesting LEGO Star Wars set that we've ever gotten, but I think a needed update, maybe, I don't know, you could argue that. For me, I'm really glad to have it because I don't have any other Sith Infiltrators, and so this was a great set for me to pick up personally, and obviously because it's the 25th anniversary. Why they chose this one for episode 1, I'm not sure. I really think that we're overdue for some other episode 1 sets, and the Sith Infiltrator is not really one of them. Going ahead and getting into the set itself, we do have a printed top cockpit piece, which looks really nice, and I appreciate that. We have some translucent studs in red to kind of show some of that visor that like Darth Maul is looking through. That is the only printed piece on this set, and I'll give LEGO some credit here because everything else is brick built, and it looks really nice. The cockpit opens up from the back. Obviously the wings extend on the sides and they are ratcheted, which feels really nice. I think it gives a very nice appearance. It of course has landing gear, which just can be straight up and down, or you can fold it flat. On the back we have some nice translucent green for these back engines that are very particular to this set. And then we have a couple of play features. So firstly, if you press on this button here, the missiles launch. I didn't realize you could actually launch them individually. That's a new thing. Golly, they went everywhere. Anyways, and then the other thing that you can do is if you pull down on the bottom here, there's a little red part and it drops these little spy droids, which if you remember in episode 1, come by through Tatooine and they're looking for, you know, Qui Jin and Obi-Wan, and they are a very simple build, and we get 3 of them, which is the number that is dispensed from Darth Maul. I think they're fine. I mean, nothing to write home about in terms of that, but I think that they do a decent job. I don't know off the top of my head if we've gotten these little droids before. I'm sure we have, so I don't know. I can't really compare them, but I will post a picture if we have them. The other play function that is included is how you can load up Darth Maul here in the back. He comes with a little speeder bike, which is integral to this scene and why Qui-Gon and Anakin are included. But you basically can hook Maul to this bike. It is very thin. He has to hold onto the handlebars with at least one of his hands or he's not going to stay on. Some people thought it was a very skimpy looking build, and sure it is, but it's also not supposed to be gigantic either. I definitely think that there's a happy medium, and I think that they have reached that before, and this one just is a little bit too small. You know, it reminds me of an advent calendar build. This is something that we could have seen in something like that because of how few pieces and how little it is. Nonetheless, I do suppose it does get the job done for what it is trying to convey, which is to have Darth Maul riding it. Now, part of the reason that it is so small is because it fits in the back of the ship, and that is actually how he steers. I don't know, it's really odd. You just set him in there, there's a little cockpit and everything, and he just chills in there, and travels on top of his speeder, which is not particularly accurate. There is a section in the sides for you to be able to stick his lightsaber, which I do like because I hate when we get a vehicle for a figure with a lightsaber and then there's no place to store the lightsaber. So I always appreciate lightsaber storage, of course, and he is really easy to get in there. It folds up super nice, very compact. It reminds me a lot of the new TIE fighters where the TIE fighter pilot barely fits in. So not a whole lot of space, but he does fit, albeit not accurately. And then that is basically it. That is Darth Maul's Lego Sith Infiltrator. Let me know what you guys think. I think this is going to get a decent amount of hate just due to for one, the cost, two, the speeder, and then three, this bulky like nose area. There are some flaws, but I think also that the minifigure selection is great, and it's super awesome for people that don't have a version of this set. I think it's great for that reason. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Bye.